but that fundamentally at core, we are beings of great love and we are beings of great joy. We are beings of great hope and we are beings of great grace. This is how we experience the innocence of the child. And that child is still within us, even though we've grown, and you see a man sitting here who's in his early 70s, so looking good on it, I'm told.
Very much
But
so.
the child is still here within me. But, it's not that we move into the indolence or the recklessness of what the inner child is all about, that we move straight into the innocence and the joy of what the child can bring forth as an original statement of human life on planet Earth. So we haven't seen the end of this eruption of horrors that have taken place as a result of Charlie's assassination. Something else will happen within the social systems of our planet. Obviously, all of them are up for grabs at the moment. All of them are being redefined
Mm.
because, as we know, that the hierarchical situation of the patriarchy is no longer serving the quickly moving tide of what our creative processes are all about at this time. And people want to claim their sovereignty, which is
Mm.
ironic. We think about the absolute ethic and the essence of what the great republic of the United States of America is all about. But at the same time, we can actually see that there is great confusion about what the United States is all about. And so, who is the United States? What is the collective experience of the United States, which could become a leading premise within the resurrection of goodness in our world?
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I've been back in the US 10 years now. As you know, I was abroad for 10 years and it feels like a very different country than when I left in 2000, January 2006, in the sense of it doesn't feel like a country as much as it used to. It feels like, two parties arguing essentially. That's when I'm plugged into the political narrative. You know what? I shouldn't say that. I wanted to say what a lot of us say, which is like on the day to day when you're just in your community and stuff, there's not polarization, but it's not even true because this political conversation has made its ways into the places where we do commune, into the school systems, into the way that restaurants are run, into the government. Like it's trickled down. It's not just something that's on the news anymore. It actually does live in our society. I have friends that can't be friends with other friends because of the way that this has become so present. So it is affecting us on a local and community level. And so that's just different, right? They used to
Mm,
be like, we are Americans or we're United States citizens. And then that was at least the thing we had in common. In fact, I did a talk when I was in London years ago for a TEDx talk on how to create a borderless world. And my suggestion at the time is kind of like, well, that was maybe didn't work out the way I thought it would, but it was like, because borders are dissolving in so many ways that they're going to continue to disappear, right? But I was just like, the only thing that really isn't allowed to cross a border now is a human body. Our ideas cross, our money cross, and so I just saw this dissolving of borders, and I saw, this the emergence of a common identity as just a human being in the world.
mm,
I didn't have the foresight to see that there was a pendulum swing, and that we were actually, going to be moving more towards separation. But
mm,
so yeah, it's different being here now, and I don't even know that people are asking the question, "Who are we?" At least not consciously. In America, anyway, most of the people are saying, "This is who I am," and that needs to go away. Whether
mm,
it's Hamas or Palestine or Democrats or Republicans or far left or far right, whatever it is, the other needs to leave. I know
mm,
a friend of mine that I was talking with this morning was talking about a friend of his in New York, and she's been very vocal about her left-leaning views, and and she said that when Trump got elected, that means there's 150 million people in America she wishes were dead. I mean, that's like this is a conscious woman who leads a company and has thousands of people that follow her, and just, I mean, that the depth of, I mean, I want to go into you don't believe evil is real unless we create it, but like maybe we'd call it the darkness. This like the darkness. It's the same kind of darkness that created Nazi Germany. Like, but a
mm,
person in that darkness would never, ever be able to say, like, oh, I'm like the Nazis, but that because that's different somehow, some way.